2018, there were 56.7 million Americans performing virtual, contract, or gig work. That's 36% of the US working population, with the contribution to the US economy totaling $1 trillion. And by the end of 2020, 50% of the workforce will be some form of gig or freelance worker. And these workers will provide services to up to 3.5 employers at one time. This is a change in the labor market that is affecting the workers and the businesses. Because workers want flexibility while businesses need predictability. A market dynamic that will make for the verification of work histories and credentials to be just as important as the criminal check. This clash is costing the gig worker and companies billions. I want you guys to meet Holly. She's an educator. She represents the 57 million people and the 1.1 million teachers with multiple jobs. Holly struggles to find gig jobs because she can't relay her work preferences nor availability to potential employers. And when Holly does find a gig job, she has to spend $30 each time for a background check. That's on average of 3 times a year. In fact, in 2018, people like Holly overinvested to the tune of $720 million in re-verifying credentials and job searches. Now I want you guys to meet Daryl. He's the owner of a regional rideshare business. Daryl struggles to find enough hours to keep drivers like Holly loyal to his service. So in turn, Daryl is overspending on recruiting and staffing. So if you think about it, Holly has no flexibility, no freedom, and no ownership, while Daryl has no predictability, no knowledge of worker skill sets, and an inability to keep drivers retained. But what if Holly was given the control that she desires? What if Daryl was given the tools to help him manage predictability and retention? Well, say hello to Cyber Clipboard. Where we empower organizations and individuals to establish trusted relationships through the sharing of verified credentials. Utilizing our platform, Daryl is now able to grow his business freely with reduced staffing and screening costs, while Holly now can work anywhere at any time she sees fit now. Because we're replacing your traditional players in the market with a solution that eliminates the middleman. Holly simply registers for an account where she uploads her work histories, her credentials, where we then verify that, giving her access to a dashboard where she can then monitor her status. She then has access to a social profile where she can join the community and interact, where she can verify more credentials, where she can relay her availability to potential employers, as well as perform job searches on a task-based level and on a full-time based level. Daryl has the ability to see when someone like Holly applies, and he has the ability to review her profile with her permission and hire instantly. And Holly and Daryl, they both have the same capability within the palm of their hand with our mobile app. And we've been piloting our solution since 2018 with the customer. And we've gained 5 commitments within our education, transportation, and staffing verticals, all to commence within 2020. And we're the best suited team to tackle this problem. I mean, don't we look like a couple guys that could tackle any problem? Mark and I have education deeply rooted in our lives. My wife's an educator. Mark's parents were educators. So you can see why we're passionate about starting with education first. And a little bit about our backgrounds. I myself have managed billion-dollar projects while managing large teams of employees and contractors. While Mark has had the pleasure of being an entrepreneur, a corporate exec, and a strategy consultant, working for large corporations while founding, building, and selling his own startup. Together, we form a qualified team, uniquely qualified to bring the gig community together. And educators, we want to start with you first because you actually make up 28% of the current driver rideshare market. So we figured starting with you would be pretty smart. But, however, that doesn't leave everybody else out. We would like you as well, anybody else to register and join us as well. But what you've just seen is not only the future, but it's happening right now. So if you want to take control of your life and own your own destiny, then I'm going to ask you to join us, registering. My name is Bryan Hobbs, and I am the CEO of Cyber Clipboard, where we are the path to prosperity. Thank you.